From WFRV TV, Local 5, serving Northeast Wisconsin, including Green Bay, Fox Cities, and the Lakeshore. This is Newsmaker Sunday.
Good morning. Welcome to Newsmaker Sunday. I'm Tom Zalaski. Thank you for joining us. We've got a most unusual Newsmaker Sunday for you today. We're going to set aside the politics and the pressing state and city issues of the day, and we're going to have some fun. My guest this morning is a psychic medium, best known for his ability to act as a go-between, a conduit, if you will, between those of us among the living and our loved ones who have passed on. Sound interesting? Let's bring him in. We welcome in this morning Matt Frazier. Matt, so great to have you. What a privilege to have you this morning.
It's great to be here with you as well.
Matt, so much to talk about this morning. Your TV show, your books, your live shows. But let me start from the basics. Psychic medium, what is that and what do you do?
So from as long as I could remember, I remember growing up, seeing and hearing The Departed. For me, growing up was like living that movie, The Sixth Sense, because at the time I was just 3, 4, 5 years old. Every time I went to bed at night, I felt like I was channeling every single cemetery in the nearby area. All of these souls would come through and try to talk to me, speak to me, connect with me. So what a psychic medium is a psychic medium is a person who is able to see and hear dead people. And it might sound a little bit strange or a little bit crazy or a little bit scary, but I can tell you that over time, I've realized that this is actually an amazing gift that I can help use to teach people that we don't really die. There's another version of us. And more importantly, it's just a change in worlds. And our loved ones are with us every single day.
And you say your mom and your grandmother both have this ability as well.
Absolutely. It started with my grandmother who had this gift, who passed it on to my mom, and then who passed it on to me. But you got to remember that back in the day when my grandmother and my mom were mediums, right? They never did this professionally. This wasn't something that they went around and talked about and said, oh, I can speak to the dead or I can connect with the other side. This was something that was kept very much a secret. Because back in those days, you could not talk about sensing or feeling people who had died. So my grandmother kept this so hidden that not even my own grandfather knew that she did this. He had no idea that she was a medium. And it's funny because I was the first person in my family to actually talk about my gift and to actually do this publicly.
So what was it like for you as a kid growing up? I mean, going to school every day out there in Rhode Island. What was your day like? What were you feeling?
It was really difficult growing up because I was seeing and hearing things that other people couldn't. And nobody understood what it was that I was going through. You know, I'd be talking about people who had died, about certain souls that were visiting me, and nobody understood. And growing up, it was really difficult because when people don't understand you, when you can't describe what's happening and you can't find common ground with people, I felt like I just had to shut it away. And that's exactly what I did. For years and years and years, I did everything that I could to just live a normal life. All I wanted was to just be normal. All I wanted was to make the voices stop, to make what I was sensing and feeling and hearing stop. And I did a really good job. For years and years, you know, I pushed my ability away. I kept it a secret. But I found a different calling. You know, growing up, I still really felt connected to other people. I could feel people on a different level. I could feel people's pain. I felt just this interconnectedness with people that I would meet for the very first time. So I always felt like I had to do something with helping and healing. So I actually started my career as an EMT, where I worked for the World Trade Center in Boston for the Security Operations Department as an EMT. And then from there, I went to go and see a medium for the first time myself because I wanted to see somebody who was actually using this gift since all my family did was run from it or keep it a secret. So I went to see a medium for the first time and it changed my life because at that moment I realized that this wasn't something that I had to run from or be afraid of. It was actually a beautiful gift that I could help people use to speak to their loved ones on the other side and show them that dead isn't really dead.
Matt, we have a large Native American population here in Northeast Wisconsin, and you once said that your own Native American heritage was important to your psychic abilities. How so?
Well, actually, I never had Native American background. Mm-hmm. So I can tell you, my grandmother and my mom, they were the ones who I got my ability from. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, there was no Native American bloodline in my family.
All right, Matt, right now, as famous as you are, as popular as you are, Can you go out in public without being bothered?
You know, it's funny. When I go out, I don't feel like I'm bothered by people because I'm bothered by the dead all day long. All day, every day, you know, I'm being stalked by dead people. So the living don't bother me so much. It's actually refreshing because I feel like I talk to more people that have died than I do living. And I gotta tell you, being a medium, it's not just my job, it's my life. Whenever there's a soul in a nearby area that needs to speak, communicate, or talk, they'll use me as the phone line to reach their loved ones here in this world. But I gotta tell you, I love what I do, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Because seeing how much healing one message can bring is something that, you know, completely just changes your world. It also changes your outlook on life because you see how much people stress and worry and deal with grief after a loved one's passing. You know, I think that everybody wants to come to see a medium for you know, a couple of different reasons. Every time we lose somebody here in this world, we wonder, are they okay? Are they at peace? Are they really on the other side? Who are they with? And many times we have unanswered questions. We don't get to say goodbye. We don't know exactly what their cause was for their passing. So being able to use my abilities to answer those questions for people is something that I just think is so beautiful and so healing. And like I said, it's amazing to see just how much each message can help a person.
All right, we have so much more to come. Matt's TV show, his books, and more importantly, where you can see Matt Frazier in person here in our area. Now, as we go to break, I want to show you a few seconds of one of Matt's private sessions. It is with a woman whose father had passed, a father who left behind money in coffee cups.
Did your dad used to hide money in coffee cups?
Oh my God, we found those old coffee tins hidden in the basement with tons of money. Tons.
Oh my God. He's saying to me, he left that for you. He goes, Matt, the one thing I was worried about was I thought they were going to throw this out. And he showed me all these coffee things with money in it.
Yes, yes. And the cigar boxes, like the autocrat, you know, the old autocrat cans stuffed with money.
That's crazy. Because he's going to me, Matt, make sure. He goes, I hope they didn't throw them out. I hope they didn't throw them out when he's bringing this through.
We are back now with psychic medium Matt Frazier. Matt, you've got a TV show on the E! Network. It's called Meet the Fraziers. Who's in the show and what's it all about?
So my whole family is in the show, and really Meet the Fraziers takes you back to behind the scenes of my life and what actually happens in the day of a psychic medium. It's actually funny because most people, when they think of psychics and mediums, they don't think of someone like myself, right? And more importantly, they don't understand that, you know, someone who's psychic or a medium or connects with the other side actually can live a normal life. So what I can tell you is that my life is just like anyone else's. The only difference is that I also live life with the dead. But it's not the dead who scare me. It's my family that does. So my reality show is all about what happens when I'm not on stage, when I'm not touring, behind the scenes of a life as a psychic medium. And it's really amazing because what I love about the TV show is that people get to see the real me. They get to meet my family and see what actually happens behind closed doors.
You're also an author. You've got 3 books out. First of all, The Secrets to Unlocking Your Psychic Ability. The title makes it sound as though we all have this ability to some degree. What's the theme there?
So that's exactly the theme. You know, when I talk to the other side, what's so amazing is I've realized one thing. We all have a way to contact our loved ones on the other side. We all have a phone line when we're born here in this world to make contact with our loved ones, hear messages from our loved ones, and even receive messages ourselves. It's all through your intuition. And that intuition is that feeling that you get that the phone's going to ring. And next thing you know, it does. It's that feeling that you get when someone pops into your head and you keep thinking about them and thinking about them and thinking about them. And then all of a sudden, they randomly just appear in your life. Maybe you're going and shopping at the market, and next thing you know, you see that person. Or you're driving in the car, and that person pulls up right next to you, and you're like, I was just thinking about you. That's your own psychic ability. And we all have a way to utilize it. What I can tell you is everyone is psychic in a different way. Some of us receive dreams of our loved ones. Some of us sense and feel our loved ones. Some of us sense and feel things before they happen. So the secrets to unlocking your psychic ability is really about you learning the ways that you're psychic and learning how to fine tune it. Because what I've learned is that psychic ability is a muscle that lives within us. The more that you use it, the stronger it becomes.
Another book, I'm going to hold it up here. It's called When Heaven Calls. What's behind this book?
This book here is the backstory of my life being a psychic medium. So in this book, you're going to find everything from the early years to my mom and my grandmother discovering their abilities to what it was like when I first discovered my ability and where and how I went from being an EMT to being on your television screen today. It's absolutely amazing because I never wanted to be a medium. I never thought that I would be doing these readings so that I'd be out publicly or, having a TV show or doing anything like that. But it's amazing because I really feel that spirit led me on this journey. It was heaven who were the ones that had helped me to discover my gift, discover this was a calling, and to make it my mission to help people. So this is all about the in-between, because what I've learned from the spirit world is this, is that no journey here on earth is easy. It's all about becoming your own success story. So in that book, it's all about how I learned how to become my own success story by listening to the spirits and my guides and the angels that were around me. And in it, I also talk about many of the readings that I've done that have been some of the most profound readings in helping me to understand my gift, my talents, and my own abilities. And I'm hoping that it inspires others as well.
And the third book, just the title piqued my interest. It's called We Never Die. Tell me about that.
So this was the book that I wanted to write for so long. In We Never Die, you realize just that we truly don't die. And there's a reason for this. It's because there's two versions of us. There's the physical version that you see every single day, but deep within us, we have another version of us, and that version is our soul. And your soul is the version that you take with you to the other side when you pass away. When you pass away, you leave your physical body here, but you have that soul that's inside of you that just changes worlds. And what's amazing is this, is that when you change worlds, you leave behind your illness, your pain, any of the human things that you had here in this world. And your soul is complete energy, which means that it can't be destroyed. And that's the reason why, if you've ever felt or sensed the spirit with you, if you've ever had dreams or signs that have appeared and you wondered, why is my loved one sending it to me? Well, it's because they're energy. So in this book, I've taken all the questions that everybody has asked me over the years of being a medium, like what happens when you die? What does your soul really look like? What age are you in heaven? What happens if you don't make it to heaven? Are there evil spirits? What happens if I don't make it back to my husband or my wife? Or what happens if I didn't find my soulmate here in this world? Well, I put all these questions there in my book, and We Never Die, Secrets of the Afterlife. And for the first time ever, I released it to the public. And I was a little bit nervous to see, what people would say when the book came out, but it became an instant hit. And to my surprise, hit the New York Times bestseller list in the very first week. And I realized at that moment that this was a book that I really should have written a long time ago, because it's something that so many people are wondering. And it shows me that more now than ever, people are wondering what actually happens when we pass on. And I hope that this book answers those questions.
And Matt, you say you have used this ability to help law enforcement, specifically private investigations, cases of missing children, in one case solving a murder. How so? So
when people come to me, first of all, I've never worked with law enforcement directly, but there have been times when private investigators have come to me when clues have dried up, when leads have been gone missing, when cases have become cold, and especially families as well. And what I found is what's so amazing is that even when somebody passes through a traumatic death here in this world, even when someone passes in the most horrific way, what's so beautiful is when their family is able to find peace in knowing that their loved one is on the other side. Because sometimes justice doesn't get served here in this world. But what I can tell you is that even if justice is not found here in this world, there's a way that justice finds itself on the other side. And I can also tell you that those souls are at peace. So if you've seen some of my videos on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, you'll see the hundreds of people who have gotten readings from me. And every single reading is different. But there's one common reason why people come to me. It's because they want answers. Sometimes it's because they had a loved one that went missing. Other times it's because a loved one was murdered. Sometimes it's just wanting to know that their loved one is safe and at peace. So however I can use my gift, however I can help someone to heal and to live a better life, that's what I hope to do.
All right, we have much more to come with Matt Frazier. I want to tell you that you can see Matt in person in a live show at the Island Showroom at the Island Resort Casino in Harris, Michigan. He'll be here on Friday, October 6th, Saturday, October the 7th at 8 o'clock in the evening. You'll find ticket information on the resort's website. This is an 18 and older show, so keep that in mind. And we will come back with more of Matt Frazier right after this, so please stay with us. Back now with psychic medium Matt Frazier, who will be performing at the Island Resort and Casino in Harris, Michigan, October the 6th and the 7th. Don't know if you know this, Matt, your VIP tickets, the meet and greets, they're all sold out. But you can still get tickets.
Really?
Yep, they're all sold out, so you can get tickets for the regular seats. Matt, the psychic ability, is it all fun and enjoyment, or does it sometimes have its drawbacks? Have you ever said to yourself, why me?
Well, I think that in the beginning, it was really tough, right? Especially growing up, because I didn't understand why I had this gift. So for years, that was a big struggle until I realized why I had this gift, right? And that was to help people to heal, to show people that there was another side of life, and to put people back in touch with their loved ones. And it's a full-time job. I mean, spirits are talking to me all the time, whether it is that when I first wake up in the morning or whether I'm going to bed. If there's a message from someone's loved one that has to come through, they will use me to deliver that message. But I got to tell you, at the end of the day, it's so fulfilling to see the smiles on people's faces. And it happens at every single show, right? People come to my events and you can see them in the beginning. They might be nervous, they might have anxiety, they might have this burden or this stress or this pain that they've been carrying with them for years and years and years. But every single person who walks in nervous, scared, unsettled, afraid, leaves a completely different person. They leave feeling hope, they leave feeling their loved ones with them. And they leave knowing that dead is not truly dead. And that's my message. And that's what I think, that's the reason why I think that heaven gave me this gift, is to really show people that, listen, the thing is that you may have lost a loved one physically, but they're still with you spiritually. And there's many things that you can do to get back in touch with a loved one on your own. I hope that that's what my shows and my events show people as well.
You just said dead is not really dead. We were talking about your book, We Never Die. Do we make too much of dying? Is it just the next step in the journey?
Well, I think as humans, we're always going to make a lot out of dying because it feels so permanent, right? When we lose a loved one, the hardest thing is that you can have the most faith, you can have the most love for that person, you can have, the most belief in heaven and the afterlife and God. But the thing is that when you lose a loved one, it is earth-shattering. And sometimes you just need some of that extra validation, because as humans, we all go through grief. There's no way we can prevent it. And grief bottles up over time. So what I can tell people is that it's not that we make too much out of dying. It's that we don't really know what happens when we pass on. But the more that you learn about heaven, the afterlife, the other side, when you realize that there's another place and you start to understand the ways that your loved ones can communicate with you and the ways that you can communicate with them, it completely changes your perspective on things, because you don't feel alone and you don't feel like it's a permanent goodbye.
We are back to wrap up with Matt Frazier right after this, so please stay right there. Back now with psychic medium Matt Frazier. He's at the Island Resort Casino, October 6th and 7th. Matt, first of all, how long is the performance?
So the event is 90 minutes, but sometimes I go over because I can't stop the souls from speaking to me. And what's so funny about this event is that it doesn't matter where you sit. It just matters that you're there, because I can't control who comes through, what they say to me, or where a soul's located. So listen, it doesn't matter if you're sitting way in the front or way in the back. If there's a message from your loved one, I will get it to you. And that's what I love the most, is that it's like one big family reunion with heaven.
So when you walk into that showroom, as we are looking at video right now, when you walk in, are you just inundated and flooded with souls appearing, or does it happen differently?
So I see the departed. So when I look out onto the audience, to me, it's almost like the audience disappears and all I see is dead people. And then next thing you know, the readings start, right? I might be talking to somebody in the front row who had lost their mom. To next thing you know, feel like I need to go to the back because someone had lost their brother or their sister. So next thing you know, being up on the balcony because someone had lost their son or their daughter. What's amazing is that for me, it's like being in a crowded restaurant. I start to hear all of these different voices around me. And then when I look out into the audience, those souls will start to identify themselves. So it's literally message after message after message and reading after reading after reading. And it's amazing because just like you've seen me give readings on television shows like The Real Housewives and Botched and The Doctors, and of course my own reality TV show, these events are an opportunity for you to be part of the audience and, more importantly, to experience it for yourself up close and personal and in real time.
And you say the experience. When people go to the show, what will they see? What will they experience?
You know, it's amazing because every single show is different. So what I can tell you is this. I've been doing this for now over 10 years publicly. And I can tell you that there has been no event that has been the same. So for example, I'll be in Harris, Michigan for 2 nights, right? October 6th and October 7th. And both are going to be completely different events because the event is not by me, right? I like to pretend I run the show, but it's really those on the other side who do. Every soul has a different story to tell. Every soul has a different life lesson to teach. And every soul has an opportunity to let their voice be heard. And I never know what that story, that voice is going to be.
He is Matt Frazier, and he is appearing, as he said, in Harris, Michigan at the Island Resort and Casino, October 6th and October the 7th. And as we mentioned, those meet and greet tickets, they're sold out, but you can still get tickets to his shows on both of those nights. Matt Frazier, this has been a real treat, a real joy, and I'm sure it's got a lot of people thinking, and I know a lot of people are going to want to go up there and see the show. Thank you again so much, Matt Frazier, for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, and if you have a newsmaker in your town that you think we ought to have on this program, let us know about it. Send us an email to tips@wearegreenbay.com or message us on Facebook. And be sure to join us once again Sunday morning at 7. Until then, have a great day.